Welcome to the Talk It Out Show. I am your host, Joanne.
Yes.
We'd like to let you know that this show is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, it is.
If you want to look us up on Facebook or Twitter, you look us up at the Talk It Out Show.
Yes, you do.
And if you want to email us, go ahead and email us at talkitoutshow@gmail.com.
Sounds good.
And if you want to send us anything, you can send to our P.O. Box. P.O. Box 901043, Portland, Oregon 97290. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and hit the bell for notifications. It is Joanne and Lydia. We're gonna pop up for ya.
Sounds great.
Pop up. We just come here and let you know, help somebody out. Asking, got plenty of questions like going on in the world, so we want to help somebody out. So we're gonna do pop-ups and just quick pop-ups so you guys can see us and we can talk at you. So hopefully we help somebody out.
Yes. So it goes, I have been married for 23 years.
Ooh, congratulations.
Woo, yes. That is good. Woo, 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 woo.
Yes.
I like to hear that.
Yes.
That's a motivation.
Mhm.
Goals.
Yeah.
So here's the question. Sex was great and frequent at the start. Now we are down to once every 4 to 6 months. If I'm lucky.
4 to 6 months.
I don't know if I can handle that.
Like a couple of times a year. Lord have
That's what I'm
mercy.
saying. That hurt my little.
Mm.
She just doesn't desire it. She's also never been a very physical touch kind of person. So take away almost everything in that vein. She's depressed. Told me the other day that she hates her life. She keeps her mind busy watching videos for 12 to 14 hours a day. I've been being there trying to support her and waiting for sorry guys. Trying to support her and waiting for her for years while I hurt and feel alone as she does goes through cycles like this. She sleeps in a recliner next to our bed. I feel like a roommate who works all day to pay for everything and works more after to pick up the slack for her. She claims she's starting back to counseling to deal with the hating her life. I'm just at the point where I am empty and alone. I love her a lot. I still find her desirable. She's funny and a good mom to our kids. I could use some accolades for similar situations that can give me some hope. Is it still worth fighting for? Long time married, basically no sex, lonely. Is still worth fighting for? That's basically what the question is. And that one is, again, that depression, all those things. But again, I'm always going to go back to intimate. It has to have some intimate desires in there. And especially when she done lost a little of herself, to me, she's not doing any self-care. So you have no self-care, and there needs to be some intimate. And I know everybody puts together that intimate is sex, and it's not. It helps increase your sexual life, but it's not that. And so she needs to find those things. But her first thing is, yes, counseling she needs to go to deal with her depression. And I'm always saying, if you can't even afford counseling, if counseling is not available to you, you have self-affirmations that you should tell yourself and do your self-care, because that will lift your spirits up and it will help you. And counseling, of course, will actually help a lot more in that situation. But yes, and so that's where I'm going with it over there. She's not feeling herself. She doesn't feel attractive. She's not liking her life, which has nothing to do with you. It seems like it's just her and her depression. And she's sleeping in a recliner next to the bed. I would throw that recliner out the window. That's just me personally. This is kind of where my issues I have always had. And I talk about constantly. I don't like to hear that married people are not having sex. There are people who are not married and they're just sexually active, they're having a good old time. And then when you get married, it's like, it's not there. And that's why I fight so hard for marriages and talk so openly about sex, and it's okay to be having sex and doing all kinds of crazy things, because of this
It's a
situation
marriage better
right
than
here.
the world.
It is.
They are totally went a whole nother way instead of
Yeah,
the way they're supposed to
and having sex 4 to 6 times a month is horrible.
go. No,
It's
it's
a year.
that was a year.
Mm.
No, it was every 4 months. So that's been literally like 3 times a year.
Every 4 to 6
months. So that means like you're getting it probably 3 times a year.
It's 3 or 2 times.
That's what I'm saying. That's a problem.
And there's a lot of reasons why people don't want to
whole
get
year.
married.
365 days are in a year. Do you understand?
Oh yeah, I understand.
365. You only getting it like 3 times a year?
A year.
And you've been married 23 years?
It's 23. It's not good.
I wonder how he's taking care of himself. I really do.
He's jacking off.
I mean, I worry about faithfulness. I do. I
can say that they hindered some faithfulness.
That would.
And I don't agree with somebody being unfaithful, but I'm like, you can't tell somebody to bottle that up and not enjoy.
No man.
Or women.
I'm just saying, you know how that's we be talking about that's how men love languages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if you ain't got you ain't even talking. You ain't talking no language, no English, no Espanol, no nothing. You ain't talking.
You talking.
And I understand depression because you can go so deep into depression that it will do that. So I totally agree with Lydia in this, but you should have had some help a long time ago. That's all. You guys have been married for a long time. There is no reason that you should not have gotten some help. And my thing is, I don't even care. Like she said, if you cannot afford the counselor, there's too many things locally. There's social workers. There's programs that you could speak to someone else.
But the thing about it is, you got to understand this though, Joe, for real. Because my thing is, you got to put it this way: a man is not going to talk about sex or try to really get help.
I'm talking about the woman.
But the woman didn't write in. It's the man that wrote in.
Well, he need to help her get some help with her depression so they can get this kicked off, because that is really bad. That you let her sink. That you let her sink too low, too long. That's too long. And what she's saying, like I said, there's got to be some type of a communication going on. Like she's saying that intimacy needs to be there. I really just feel in my heart that I just want him to really kind of like have a conversation and really tell her how much he means to, because you can tell he loves her. I want him to tell her how much he loves her. That
But that doesn't make it. I don't think he's like they're telling her, because she's the one that's kind of like me. Yeah. I'm not a touchy feely person, so she's liking that. He's liking touch, which is part of intimacy, adventure, communication. I mean, there's a long list of stuff that we are lacking in this thing that he's trying, but she is backing off, and I think she's the real cause. I wish she was being the one that actually.
Okay, well, I have a question for you.
So I can get.
Do you feel like you talk about all the time the time that you were in depression? Yeah. Do you feel that you felt that way back then? Like you felt like maybe like you didn't want to do that because maybe you didn't feel attractive or you didn't feel the time that you were in it, as you say. Mm-hmm. Did you feel like you felt that those things changed for you?
Let's see. Let me go back to my depression. Hold on. I wasn't as sexually active as I normally was. Yeah, I wasn't as sexually as active. I mean, I had sex, but it wasn't as. It was more out of, I don't want to leave my husband hanging, but I really didn't want to.
It's just out of just being, like we say, we're not supposed to
get cold. Yeah, because I've always been or when you're married, you're having less sex than when you're not married. Right. So that always has been in my mind. So I had sex because of that. Yeah. Did I want to? No. Yeah. Did I feel the need to? No. It was too much work for me to be having sex. One, I didn't want to be sweaty, and I didn't want to do this, and I didn't want to clean up after myself on that. Like, I already got to take a shower, and you got to understand we didn't use condoms, and if I would have said let's use condoms, it would have been a whole different conversation with that. And then you got to think about the situation where Now I gotta clean up. Now the stuff gotta come out, and then you gotta wait for the stuff to come out.
Yeah.
And then the place that we lived, our tub was like this big, and that's all.
Yeah.
So it only covered.
There's a whole bunch. But see, too, I think a lot of times, just like you're explaining the situation right now, to be able to have that openness to even explain when you're talking to somebody, you're talking to your significant other, you're like, hey, look, like even now, me, like when you say, I then lost my train of thought. Oh, like when you're intimate, I'm not thinking what I'm saying. When you were talking about, yes, that's what it was. Okay, having that conversation with your significant other. And being open and being able to talk, because like you said, that may be something that doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's a big deal. It may be a big deal to somebody else. Like, so a lot of times because like you said, we gotta clean, we gotta do these things like that. And if we are in we have situations or bathrooms that are not, to me, I think, conducive to what, like for me, like I like to take a bath, but a lot of times where we live, sometimes we just live where we live, and the tub ain't big enough for us, or this and that, or whatever. Like me, my health issues are starting out now. Sometimes I have friends who have to get the seat to go into the shower and things like that. So, like you said, it's all that thought process of like, well, dang, I got to do all this work just for us to do. Sometimes you'll be like, I just don't want to do all that. Forget that.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm quite sure, and there's so many different types of depression. I really believe there is. Yeah. But mine was like, self-care was not my thing.
Wasn't it?
And I think because for me, mine, and now, like I said, I could be totally wrong, you guys, I really can. But I was so on self-care my whole life that everything that I normally did, I didn't want to do. So the self-care, the soaking, the reason the tub is there is to soak. So you know how you soak your dishes, you want to soak your body and get all that off, and then you get up and really scrub and take a shower or whatever. And then I would do that 2 or 3 times a day, enjoying myself. I didn't want to do anything. So it was like I did a bare minimum of taking a shower, barely wanted to brush my teeth. But in my mind, because my kids was running around and I was still being a mother and I was still doing everything that I needed for my children, I thought I was fine. I didn't know I was in depression until I was out of depression.
Out of it, yeah.
And I told you when I really knew that I was depressed the most is when my mom took me shopping to get some clothes, because I was not even looking cute at all. So she's like, let me lift her spirits and take a shower. And I'm in the dressing room crying, like, why are you punishing me to be here looking at myself? And and I didn't want to do that because I stopped looking at myself. I stopped doing everything. It was not like,
and that's not you at all.
No, it's not. And I wasn't putting on, I wasn't doing my hair. I could go without makeup. I had no problem with that, but I wasn't doing, not only was I not putting on makeup, I wasn't doing my hair. I wasn't doing anything. And I was just doing the bare minimum of everything. And so when you're going through that, it is. But I knew I had to take care of my kids, and I knew I had to be sexual with my husband because of my belief of what I taught myself and what I got tired of hearing when talking to married people is that it's sex, and I'm like, I had sex freely when I was doing it. Not married. Right. So now that I'm sitting up here married, I'm not going to have sex. That's stupid. I had sex when I didn't want to a lot of times when I wasn't married and enjoyed every bit of it, But now I'm married, I don't want to. So that's what kept me actually doing it. But if you're not thinking about that, you can easily close off. And you can slip into that. And my thing is, you can go weeks, days, weeks, and months without realizing you're not having sex. I mean, you really could think like, oh, I had sex, but because I was like, ooh, I gave it to him 3 weeks, and he was like, yeah, it's been 3 weeks. I'm like, really? Yeah, it's been 3 weeks. It was the last time we did it. For real? And
it's funny, men don't, they really be remembering too. They be knowing how long. You don't know
every 4 to 6 months, you know.
Well, I think too,
and in her mind, I guarantee you, she probably thought it's been like 2 months.
And she's living life, and like I said, sometimes that is, you can get so just caught up in the everyday too that you won't remember like how many days. Like I ain't counting how many days. If it happened, you don't know. Yeah. But especially I think for me, especially if if you're a person who usually is, and then when it stops, then the other person's noticing it, and I wouldn't bother me, but they're noticing because they're used to doing it all the time. Then you stop, and it's like, And then they looking like, well, what's going on? All this time's passed. I'm like, well, I'm living life. I got kids. I got all kinds of stuff. I'm wore out. My body changing. I'm toe down. And depression can make any other ailment or illness or whatever you have, even if you have, and there's other chronic illnesses that make depression worse. Like if she got any kind of like lupus, fibromyalgia, stuff like that, that elevates that depression. You're like constantly fighting against being depressed. So,
and that's the thing that we have to figure out how to do and manage, because the thing about it is, if she might, at least she knows she's depressed, so she's one up on me. Like I didn't know I was depressed, so I did not know, and nobody told me. Nobody said, you know what, you're depressed. Nobody told me, so I didn't know, because I was still talking, playing, having company, doing my thing.
Yeah. And that's called functional.
Yeah.
Functional
so my thing is, we to know that you gotta constantly. So do things, even if it's something minute, like. For me, probably reading the Bible would have been my thing to do. Is get really just having a conversation with God. But you can just read or write. Do something that you like to do that it takes you away from everything. So if you don't have a counselor or can't afford a counselor, if you start painting, that might be your freedom, your release to let those things go. For you, sir, find out what she likes to do and have her do those activities. Give her those time where she can release, and maybe you guys do something.
You know, I do make her a bath. Do things. Try to do things that can actually steer
Give her massage and talk to her, and don't let it be sexual. And I know it's so hard for me, because that is the main way to get it for you guys. I know it is. But like, do her like that one guy you showed me on there where he does get some baby oil, warm it up, and rub it. And give her some lavender to relax and whatever. Massage her, love her down, talk to her. Because one thing with communication does, it releases, I think it releases some endorphins as well when you're having a conversation, so she can just be, and don't take nothing personal. Because she could be like lashing out things about you, and then you don't help with the kids, and you don't do this, and you don't do that. I'm sorry, baby. I'm gonna start helping you out, because you know you got that. Go ahead, baby. And I just need you. I wish you just to do this. Then cry, hold her, and then love her. Pretty soon, that comfort can actually turn around, and y'all gonna tear it down because you listen to it. Because sometimes we feel like we're not being listened to as human beings. I'm not just talking for women, I'm talking for me. Sometimes we just feel like we're not being listened to. And sometimes that is what we need to be able to open up to do the things that we need to do. And it's hard. And it's not something easy. But that communication, I know we talk about it, but it does so much. It's like, you know, they go, ooh, you can do anything you want. You can lose weight, all different diets. But you need to have your H2O. You need to make sure you drink water. Drink water can heal you. Drink water, it gives you nutrients and also hydrates you. It does this and this. And everybody's avoiding water. And they can drink the soda, the juice, and this and this. But that's what communication is. Communication is your water. It is your H2O to communicate. And sometimes just doing that and then be like, you know what, come on, get in the car. And you guys go on somewhere. Where are we going? I don't know. You'll see. And she's looking around and talk to her. So how was your day today? How do you feel? Do you feel all right? Is your body all right? You know, do you? What would you like to do? What is your fantasy of a day to do? Not fantasy of sex, but what would your fantasy of a day be? You know, just talk to her and communicate and build a different bond that has not been there that can actually pull her out of the depression because you're doing that. I remember when my husband was depressed because he got laid off. And he was just down in the dumps. And so he was feeling bad because he's a worker bee. And my thing is he doesn't feel like a man when he doesn't work. And but I never made him feel bad. Even during my depression. So he was depressed with me. We both didn't even know we were depressed. But I told him, I said, it must be God's plan for you not to work at this moment
Yeah.
because there's something bigger coming.
Yeah.
And if you're working, you will miss the bigger that's coming.
Yeah.
So you might not supposed to be working. So don't stress about it.
Mhm.
We're gonna be all right. God is gonna take care of us. We're gonna be all right. And it's amazing because He did. I mean, we didn't pay our rent for 6 months, and we were still living there, and we didn't get an eviction notice or nothing. I was shocked. This is when we started trying to pay the rent. This is when we got the eviction notice. So we should have probably never tried to pay the rent. Shame on me. But you know, you have to encourage somebody and love, and so your job right now, because she's depressed and she's thinking about seeking counseling and she knows that she needs to do that, encourage her and still talk to her, even if she's going to counseling. Talk to her, take her on adventures, and think about it this way: you're already not getting it every 4 to 6 months is when you're getting it. So you're either getting it twice a year or 3 times a year at the most. And Joanne very elaborately let us know that is you're getting it either 3 times or 2 times a year. So don't look at this and be rushing to jump into sex. Look at this as I'm going to get it at least 5 times a year. I'm going to get it more. But I think the more you do it, the more it does. Because sometimes we just in a regular routine, and you forget to have a conversation with each other.
You do. I thought you live life. You just live life, and you don't. And you could be. It's like you could be together and like complete strangers. You're just, you know what I mean? Just doing your thing. And whatever my mind is focused on, or whatever your mind's focused on, and that's it, or getting this done, or whatever. And so, like, sometimes I'm in so much pain, I'm just trying to focus on walking, or getting to the next step, or getting something done, and it's taking so much energy to do those things. And that's what I'm saying too is, you know, I don't know if she has any like underlying issues or chronic illnesses or whatever, but those things are really hard. When you're in pain like that, a lot of times you're just like, I do not want to do something and I'm this much pain, you know what I mean? But there are things that you can do. And then also too, I've been noticing and researching a lot more, there are a lot of foods that can boost the libido up. So both you and her could be eating certain things. I've heard mango's good.
She needs to eat the libido.
No, I'm just saying like
he like this.
He don't need. But I'm just saying like try to incorporate like make her a platter of like fruits and stuff, and make sure that mango is in there. You know what I'm saying? If she likes seafood, make sure get some oysters, things that promote that. You know, and boost her libido up. You know what I'm saying? And like she's saying,
the first thing with that libido thing boosting is let's get that communication in there, and let's get that the massages in there with the fruits and the libido and the oysters and all. Let's get all those things in there. There's even a book. I'm gonna have to look at. It's called Intercourse. Something that's a lady with the rose on it and stuff like that. I'll find it. But get those things because they have different foods in there. You think about hot wings and how to make the wings sauce in it that can boost the libido as well. But do that communication, the intimacy, because when I was saying the communication, that's part of intimacy. When I talk about doing those drives and taking her place, those are the inventions, all those things I'm telling you is intimacy. And then doing that massage, that's a touch of intimacy. Letting her know you're there for her. And let her know, and the reason I'm saying it is when you're giving that massage, and I know that is a way for you guys to get some, do not give it to her. Let her be the aggressor at that moment. Let her turn around and strap you down. But don't you dare. Even if you got to take your penis down, don't you dare let her feel that love. Because if she's going to take it as you're just doing this as that. Don't even get naked. Just she can be naked, but don't you get naked. And don't put your private area anywhere that she can feel the little hardness. And then just give her the best massage. And maybe her feet hurt. Some people don't need a full body massage. But I tell you one thing, you get an arm massage, a booty massage, and a calf and feet massage. You have knelt a lot. I know people just go for the back only, but these are other things that actually do things.
And the thing about it is the one, like I said, the one that does what you're saying, booty, but it's the gluteus maximus, the massaging of especially the side muscles, that will release a lot, and that will open her up to do more.
Yes. So think about that, because I know this is hard. It was hard for us as females to hear that you ain't getting it in 4 to 6 months. She's not married. I am married. She's been with her men for a long time, like she is married. So I guess it'd be like two married people. Anyway, the whole point is, for us, it's hard to be saying that. When I go 2-3 weeks, I'm having an issue my own self. You know, like, wait, I'm not sexy enough. I mean, do I have to throw the coochie at you? I mean, because I'll slap you with the coochie. I mean, I'll just get on top and go. You know, and nobody ever looks at it wrong when a female does it. But when a man does it, it's always this big, oh, he's overstating. I'm with you fellas. I'm just going to let you know I got your back. Lydia got your back. I know how it is. Sometimes a woman does gonna have to turn around and be the aggressor into this relationship. And let her be the aggressor. But like I said, acknowledge her more. Sometimes we're so in our everyday, you're working and you come home and see the house ain't done, so you're helping her because you know she's depressed and you're doing this and this and this. And you're not like, babe, how was your day? How's everything going? Do you need a massage? You want to go for a drive? How's everything? Tell me about your day. And if you don't have what was you thinking about? Did you think about anything creative, fun? Or you said, are you hurt? Your feelings hurt, depressed? What's going on? Tell me. I'm here for you. I'm here. I'm your best friend. I'm everything to you. So what do you need from me? And that can really make a woman feel like, I don't know what's wrong with me. My body just feels like I'm droopy. I'm tired all the time. And I feel bad because I'm not being the best wife that I want to be. And she can blurt through, because that's how I felt. So when my husband asked me, I don't know. I look at these kids and get on my nerves. I feel like I'm not doing a good job as being a mother. Then I'm only giving it to me. I'm only giving it to you 3 times a week, as you told me, every 3 times. I mean, not 3 times a week. Every 3 weeks I'm giving it to you, and that hurt my feelings. And he was like, that wasn't meant to hurt your feelings. I know, but it hurt my feelings because we're married, and you should never want that because we're married. That's one of the benefits of being married is that you get something. That's why I get mad when I hear people, oh, we got married and I ain't getting nothing. Why you ain't getting nothing? The women be all thinking and the men be all scared when they come to me for advice, and then I be on their side. They be like, oh, we need to go hurt again. And I be like, wait a minute, what? Why he ain't getting nothing? Well, because he don't do this and that. Did you communicate that you needed help with this and that and that? Don't be holding it. Well, he pissed me off that when you get married, you better really jump his bone, then get to the conversation. Because if the conversation good, is it worth it after you done got something? Because if it's worth it after you got something, you know it's a real conversation, it's a real argument. Then you argue correctly. But you do not. You do not withhold. So they be all like, the man be like this. And then I'll turn around and turn on him and be like, you better be helping around the house. You better do this and this and this. Because there's things. It should always be foreplay before you even see each other. Before you even get in the bedroom of that foreplay. They should be the other foreplay, then the bedroom foreplay, and then the sex. Sometimes you won't even need the bedroom foreplay because you don't had so much all day foreplay that you don't have this problem.
Right.
Got me mad. He ain't getting nothing.
Wow.
Woo! Like have her call me. I'll give you some counseling. I'll give you a first session for free. Go to the loveandlivelife4@gmail.com. Email me. I will get back to you. I will give her a counseling session for free. We'll hook up on Zoom, and she will get y'all's counseling for free right now. And I'll give you 2 hours right now because I'm not playing that right now. I'm just giving that offer up there. Just saying.
You better take advantage.
I ain't giving that option. So you ain't take advantage of that. You get 2 hours free. Because probably you should be getting some way more than 3 times to 2 times a year.
Yes. And Lord knows that frustration he probably got built up. Lord have mercy.
Oh, Lord. Oh, you know what that means, don't you?
No, I know. No. We're in the show.
The one.
No. I know.
Okay, spirit.
No. No. I can't.
The one.
Not today.
I think it's I'm so sorry that you not getting that. But you are a good husband because you're really concerned. You love her. You even wrote in about it, trying to get some help. And even though you didn't write to me personally, you wrote, and you are trying your best to get help. And I'm here for you on that. You know what I mean? So I commend you. Bravo to you. Because most men won't write or talk about it or anything. And I'm so appreciative that you came in to talk about it with us. And, well, you wasn't really right to us. You know, I'm giving you that option. Hello. But
giving you the opportunity to get some help if you need it.
Exactly. And I am going to, while I sit here, I'm going to write your name down. So if you do, because I don't want everybody just talking to me, talking about that was me. I want my free help. I'm like, no. Okay.
That ain't sound like that.
10 people got the same exact question. No. So I just wanted you to know that. Anything else? Because this is our pop-up, and that was a good
a long pop-up.
Hey, we had to get down.
But that was good, though. That was good. All right. No, I don't have nothing else. I thank you guys so much. This has been awesome. Awesome.
Again, hit us up at the Talking Out Show.
Love you.